What's up, guys? HMK here once again to get you hyped up for the PlayStation Showcase that's happening tomorrow. Now, here's a big thing that people need to put into perspective about that show. We got predictions in store, and that this is not a state of play. From what PlayStation and Sony seems to be handling this show, it seems to be the what if show if Sony decided to go to E3. Their big summer blowout to show us the future of PlayStation 4 and 5 and other stuff. It's going to be more than 40 minutes long, and I think we're going to see some really juicy stuff here. Now, of course, I play more than Nintendo games, and, you know, me playing Kingdom Hearts and other things. I've got some predictions on what we might see at the PlayStation Showcase, and as I go down the list, it's gonna get wilder and wilder. So if you're ready for that prospective hype, and as we dive deep into the clown dimension, be sure to like, share, and most importantly subscribe to HMK for videos that go up every week. So let's get right into the dirty of what could be at the PlayStation Showcase. First and foremost, I'm going to start with some pretty safe bets, right? And I feel the safest bet right now is a final trailer for Horizon Forbidden West. And we all know that PlayStation is going to need some more, positive PR after that fumble about, hey, these are two different versions. You can't upgrade one to the other. And they initially promised it, and then they lied, and then they flip-flopped. So when did they lie? You got to think about, how they're using that positivity. Oh, we listen to their advantage. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see like a final trailer. We're going to see a lot of cool stuff when it comes to how the game runs, how the game is going to be that much powerful on the PlayStation 5 specifically, because I feel that the showcase is going to focus a lot on what the PS5 can do for the future of gaming. And that's the first deal. The second game that I feel is very safe and a lot of people are really hyped about is God of War 2. Well, technically God of War 5. God of War Ragnarok, alright? So the second game in the Norse mythology God of War series, and a lot of people have been waiting for that. And the game was supposed to come out this year, but it got pushed over to next year because of what's going on with the pandemic. And I want to see some gameplay and stuff. And, it's funny, a lot of you guys are going to try and crucify me and burn me at the stake. I have not played God of War 4 yet, but I'm going to stream it on the PS5 because I have a PS5 and there's a PS5 enhanced version of the game. So I'm definitely going to give that a shot. If it shows up tomorrow, then I really have to hurry up and play God of War 4. But God of War Ragnarok, I feel, is a very safe bet to see tomorrow at the PlayStation Showcase. For the next game, a lot of whispers have been happening about this when it comes to rumors and whatnot, especially for PS4, PS5, next-gen consoles, current-gen consoles, and that is the Grand Theft Auto Remastered Package Collection, which apparently is going to contain Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And that would be a cool way to, circumvent the wait for Grand Theft Auto 6, if it's coming or not, because, Grand Theft Auto 5, PS5, it's happening. You want to know a funny joke? PlayStation 2 got 3 Grand Theft Autos. Grand Theft Auto 5 got 3 PlayStations. So to see those 3 games in HD, in 4K, remastered, 6 frames per second, looking nice, and those games are pretty beefy in their own right. Those 3 games, I'm gonna think it's gonna be really cool if it comes to the PS5, and I feel that's a very safe bet to think that it's gonna show up tomorrow, right? Now, here's when we go into the wilder side a little bit, but we're gonna get wilder and wilder as we go for these predictions. The next prediction is that I feel Forspoken is going to be a very, big deal at this event and whatnot, because Square Enix, I feel there's a lot of things in their pocket in order to lead into Square Enix's own show at TGS, which is happening at the end of this month or the beginning of October, whatever you want to call it. But I think Forspoken is going to be there, especially since the voice actress, the mocap artist of the main character, stated like, oh, we got some stuff coming up. Hopefully, we'll see Forspoken. I'm very interested in that game to see how well the Luminous engine works on PS5, because as much as I love Final Fantasy 15, that left a bit to be desired and whatnot when it comes to how the Luminous engine runs on. Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. But talking about Final Fantasy and Square Enix, Final Fantasy 16. I think Final Fantasy 16 is not too wild to think about showing up at the PlayStation Showcase, considering that Square Enix's new plan of attack is by showing off games that are a lot closer to development rather than showing off a game like 2, 3, 4 years before the game, you know, actually releases, and they said that 16 is a lot farther in development than people actually give it credit for. But of course, there's the memes about, you know, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Final Fantasy Verse 13 that became 15, Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, oh, they show off a game, we're not gonna see it for years. I honestly think that we might see Final Fantasy 16 next year, you know, or maybe 2023 or something like that. But I do believe that we might see something like a glimpse. It doesn't have to be gameplay, it could be like a story trailer. I mean, Square does get hanky-panky with that, especially with 15 beforehand. So I think that's a really, really good bet. And then another safe bet when we're dealing with the Final Fantasy aspect is that I think we're going to get another trailer for Final Fantasy Origins Stranger in Paradise. And that's going to be pretty cool to see, especially since the demo came out and then a lot of people had conflicting thoughts about the demo. I want to see something better, and hey, you know, I got the PS5 after the demo like already was out the door, so I mean another run would be nice for me to give it a shot. I like to give it a shot. Square, please, Square be fair. Now we're still talking about Final Fantasy. Now here's when we get to the Wild Boy hours. All right, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. I mean, we got Part 1.5 with Intergrade, which was pretty good, and the way it ended, I'm like, I'm gonna need to know what's going on with this game. Especially everything we're seeing from the original on the PS4 and Intergrade on the PS5. I want to see a glimpse, a tease, possibly for Remake Part 2 tomorrow. Come on, Square Enix. I know they have a show at TGS. They could prime us up by giving us like small little teases, and then going into TGS, we're excited. Like, okay, now it's party time. Now I want to see some gameplay. So that's why I feel that we could see some trailers, story-based trailers for Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy Origin, and Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 at this show, and then we'll see gameplay at TGS at Square Enix's own show. And now here we go into the hanky-panky stuff. I feel that this is both a safe bet and a Wild Boy bet, but Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Spider-Man 2. I've played and beaten the first game, and I'm playing Miles Morales right now, and I'm just like Part 2. Spider-Man, you guys need to understand, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero like of all time ever, and I just want another game. And I think it's safe to think that Insomniac might pull the curtain on Spider-Man 2 and then give us some more like bountiful gameplay clips of what we can do aside from that of Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales. And it'll be really cool if Miles Morales and Spider-Man were both playable, and maybe we'll get Spider-Man 2099 playable or something like that. I don't know, I'm just getting Wild Boy with that. But I think Spider-Man 2 is both a safe and a Wild Boy bet. But when it comes to more Wild Boy, now we go into the Wild Boy stuff. All right, Kingdom Hearts 3 PS5 version, a PS5 updated version that could be upgraded for free or whatnot. I would like to see how, you know, they get into 4K 60 frames per second ray tracing, probably, you know, use the adaptive triggers and the 4K rumble and all that good jazz. That'll be great. Another reason to play Kingdom Hearts 3 all over again, especially since I've been playing it again so much on mods on PC. But on the other side of that coin, maybe I was playing around with this thought, maybe we get Kingdom Hearts 3.5, a new door opens, kind of like how Final Chapter Prologue, a new door opens that contains Kingdom Hearts Rewind, all of it, PS5 version, exclusive to PS5, and then Kingdom Hearts Reunion Cross, which is like probably another movie to explain what's been going down towards the end of Union Cross, going into Dark Road, and then maybe, just maybe, a Verum playable prologue in Quadratum controlling Yozora, same way how we got 0.2 with Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? It's still thundering outside. I thought it was Gucci, but apparently not. So I feel that could be a cool thing to see there. Other aspects that I think would be a cool bet in this prediction list is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart DLC. The game has been doing really well. All people say it's like the best game on PS5 right now, and I think that DLC is, you know, to be expected. So it'll be a good place to show it off, because you don't want to wait too long after the game's release in order to prime up and push the longevity of a great game like this, like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. So I think I should give it a shot, and if I see DLC, then I would like to see it. These are two really big Wild Boy points, especially when I'm going off Ratchet and Clank. I heard whispers. It's just whispers. It's not rumors or leaks. I just hear whispers of what if. What if a new Jak and Daxter? Listen, I was never too big on Ratchet and Clank. I was more into Jak and Daxter. Like, if Ratchet and Clank came back, bring back Jak and Daxter. Yes, I understand the IP, Naughty Dog, all that stuff, and they really want to throw all their eggs into the Last of Us basket, but please, please, Jak and Daxter. I would love to see another Jak and Daxter. People are like, but Sly Cooper. I'm like, no, Jak and Daxter. And maybe Spyro 4 while you're at it. I don't know. And then lastly, here we're going to put on our clown gear, our clown armor, our clown makeup. From that teaser, Verum. Listen, I know that it's possible in some other dimension that Verum is going to show up tomorrow. And I want to believe with part of myself, but I have to understand that we are part of the cult of the clown. And that we are going to be clowns tomorrow. I would like to see Verum. I think it might be teasing towards Verum with the crown and the music and the diamonds and the square for Quadratum, which means square. But I know it's probably not going to show up. But I also know that it might show up because I want to believe. And when I believed back in the day, my belief was rewarded with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because I believed when that reveal came in March of 2018 at the Nintendo Direct, I believed. So I want to believe again for Verum, but I understand that it might not happen. That's like 80% sure that's not going to happen, but we'll see tomorrow. What do you guys aim to see when it comes to predictions of tomorrow's show of the PlayStation Showcase? It's going to be very exciting, and I'll see you guys live tomorrow. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. Leave your predictions in the comment section below. And while you're at it, please like, share, and most probably subscribe to HMK to see the fallout and all the hype on the channel every week. So guys, until the next video, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.